Tow it, lady! You've resigned! And take your bloody NFTs with you!
It seems today that all you see is bouncing locomotives and stuff on TV. But where are those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely? Lucky there's the tales of the rails. You're lucky there's a man who positively can do all the things that make us laugh and wail. It's the tales of the Northwestern Rails.
One of our most recent residents to come to the island of Sodor is Bruno, a caboose that originated from North America. Like many cabooses, Bruno used to be a part of goods trains along the American main lines. Unfortunately, with the introduction of air brakes and later on the end of train device, or EOD for short, the cabooses became obsolete, and the last regulation was lifted in 1988. But luckily, like several other cabooses, Bruno was preserved. While some cabooses were in museums or repurposed for houses, Bruno, along with the rest of them, have been demoted to shunting as shoving platforms. Though on weekends, Bruno's a part of the party train. So Topham Hatt just happened to be on one of those during his American holiday and thought about purchasing Bruno to work on his railway. And so was done. Bruno arrived on Sodor and is currently working at the harbor line on the Farquhar branch. Although today was going to be his first trip down the main line, with a certain red engine who's not pleased with the jobs he was given.
Why multiple goods trains? Can't I do at least one passenger train today?
Oh, James, do stop complaining. You can't always do the jobs you love. I know it's not fair, but with your compassion, you're really helping out the railway and doing it a favor.
Hello, James. I'd like you to meet Bruno. This is going to be his first time traversing through the main line, so I want you to make him feel safe and comfortable down the line.
Sure, why not? It's not the first time I pulled a sentient brake van.
Very good. Now, Bruno, while James looks after you, you look after him and his trains.
Okay then, Toby. My brakes are all set in case things go bad.
Wonderful. Remember, you be good to your brakes, and they'll be good to you.
So Bruno was hitched up to James.
Have a good day, you
And
two.
the two made their way to the North Knapford Harbor. It was very different from the South Knapford Harbor. More hustle and bustle, cranes and ships, and even a shunter pilot. Bruno wasn't too fond of the new location and put on his brakes.
Bruno, what are you playing at back there?
This isn't the Knapford Harbor I'm used to. It's big and busy.
Look, the sooner we fetch our trucks, the sooner we'll leave.
The trucks aren't quite ready yet, James. You may sit in the sidings if you like.
Oh, joy. Alright then. Come on, Bruno. Let's wait in the siding away from the ambience.
3, 4,
Are you
5,
counting?
6. I'm just counting. It helps me calm myself down.
Ah, so you're Bruno. Nice to meet you. Diesel has told me all about you. Say, why not make it into a county game while you wait?
I guess, if it passes the time.
So while Sonny arranged James's rolling stock for his train, James and Bruno sat in a siding outside the harbor and away from the ambience, and did their little counting game while they waited.
So, wanna count the cranes?
1, 2 cranes.
Good. Now see how many ships do you see?
1 ship.
Good. Now here's a tricky one. can you count up to the number on my tender?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your tender reads the number 5.
Nice job. That was somewhat fun.
Hey, Bruno! Can you count how many trucks are shunted here?
1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 trucks.
Good job! Your trains are now ready to go, James. Safe travels!
James quickly started with his train. They exited the harbor and started to make their way down the main line.
So, you like the color red too?
Well, red is a common color for cabooses, often letting people know it's the end of the train. There are other colors too, but I think red is what makes me stand out.
That's the best part about the color. Come on, Bruno, let's show the island our appearance.
Just not too fast, okay, Red Engine?
Oh, trust me, I'm not making that mistake again. Well, after what happened in 2017.
They had to make several stops. Their first stop was just outside of Crosby to drop off a milk tanker at the Sodor Dairy. Next, they arrived at Crosby, dropped off the box vans, and picked up some empty trucks to take to the Center Island Quarry. Bruno was feeling bashful about his new surroundings, but luckily, some of the places, including the countryside, were actually really nice, and Bruno got comfortable. He even met several new faces and friends along the way, and they were all very friendly to Bruno. After dropping off the empties, James picked up some metal material and tools to take to the Kirk Ronan Harbor. It was there where Tess needed to be relocated. Upon her arrival, she's going to need some rails for her to move side to side. James pulled up outside the harbor, ready to put the rails down, but he looked back and saw Bruno was getting a little nervous. James recalled what happened back at the North Knapford Harbor and made a decision.
I'm going to drop these rails off. You wait here, Bruno.
He left Bruno in a siding to wait while James was placing down the rails for Tess. Bruno didn't mind. While he waited in the siding, he watched the other trains go about with their activities and talked to himself about their timetables.
Donald and Douglas have a train to take to the wharf at, and will arrive there at 4 o'clock. Pip and Emma have a passenger train to take to Elsbridge at 3:55. Elsbridge...
Upon thinking about Elsbridge, Bruno felt sad again.
I'm back. We have to pick up some logs from the forest and take them to Vickerstown. Bruno? Is everything okay?
I saw a train heading to Elsbridge. That's on the Farquhar branch line. I live working on the South Harbor line. Why am I on the main line? Can't I have one job where I work on the Farquhar line?
James was taken aback. It was like looking in a mirror. Bruno wanted to do the jobs he enjoyed too. James felt sympathetic and looked up to Bruno reassuringly.
Well, I know that feeling. I want to pull passenger trains rather than some goods trains. But someone once told me that you can't always do the jobs you love. I know it doesn't seem fair, but with your cooperation, it's making a difference for the railway.
the two red friends were almost done with their activities for the day and made their way to Henry's forest. Once there, they can be loaded with logs and take them to Vickerstown to have another engine send the logs to the mainland. And there, ready to load the logs, was Diesel 10.
Alright, these flatbeds need to be loaded.
Sure thing. Read you loud and clear back there.
Hey, eyes on the engine, pal.
Oh, there's the source of the voice. Sorry, your train is red at both ends. I couldn't tell which side was talking. And who do we have here? Got a little compartment on your roof? Quite fascinating. Hey, want to see what I got on my roof?
No, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. No. I didn't mean to scare you. Look, it's like a puppet. It's like a puppet. Oh, gosh!
Stop scaring him. Just load up my train. Please.
Land's sake. I just wanted to be friendly.
Diesel 10 grumbled as he continued loading up the logs. When the job was done, James quickly left the scene.
I'm so sorry about Diesel 10, Bruno. I know the flaw is what makes him scary. Our work is almost over.
James arrived at Vickerstown just in time. But it still hasn't calmed Bruno down. Vickerstown Station was another busy location. Engines coming and going, the announcements on the intercom. It was all too much for Bruno to bear. Just then, Rosie approached Bruno.
Oh, my word! A caboose! I haven't seen one in ages. You must be new here. I'm Rosie. And you are?
I am Bruno. And this station has so much activity.
Oh, I see. Well, it's okay. Here, I'll take you away from here, hitch you up to another train, and you'll be on your way.
So Rosie shunted Bruno and the rest of the train to their engine heading to the mainland and met up with James, who was trying to look for Bruno.
Rosie, where's Bruno?
Oh, Bruno, the caboose? Oh, yes. I just had him hitched up to Royal Pioneer. They'll be off to the mainland now.
The mainland?
In horror, he saw Royal Pioneer departing with Bruno.
Royal Pioneer, stop!
Luckily, Royal Pioneer didn't go very far, heard James's shouts, and stopped.
Oh, dearie me, Mr. James, whatever is going on?
You can't take Bruno. He's a new member of the railway, and I don't believe he's ready for trains outside the island.
So Rosie replaced Bruno with a new brake van for Royal Pioneer, and Royal Pioneer started off again.
Oh, tiddly widdly widdly. I better make up for whatever lost time I can.
Upon hearing that, Bruno felt terrible for Royal Pioneer.
What's the matter, Bruno? I stopped the train for you. You could have ended up lost somewhere on the mainland.
I know. I just feel bad for that small engine. He's going to be late. If the logs don't make it to the transfer sidings, the lorries won't take them to the toy factory. And if the toy factory doesn't get the logs, there will be no wooden trains to create. And if there's no wooden trains to create, the children will be sad.
That's, quite the chain reaction.
It's okay, Bruno. He may be late, but he still cares about his job. Just take deep breaths.
Okay.
That's it. Focus on what's here now.
Perhaps a brake van special would cheer him up.
brake van special?
Oh, yes!
Bruno was confused about the brake van special, and Rosie explains that it's where visitors come to Sodor and get to ride in a train of brake vans to see most of the sights.
Kind of like a party train. Like back at home.
Bruno rattled his stepladders again, only this time with excitement.
Looks like he's excited to oblige.
Splendid! And here come our guests now.
A different Class 220 pulled into the station with the passengers ready. Meanwhile, James and Bruno entered the Vickerstown shunting yards, and there they saw the train of brake vans ready to be hauled and filled with passengers.
There may not be coaches, but at least you're pulling passengers like you wished for.
You're right, Bruno. Now let's get this party started.
James was hitched up to the brake van special, and the passengers trotted up to the brake vans. Dozens of them wanted to get a ride in Bruno.
Now remember, everyone, only 16 people per brake van.
Once everyone was on board, the guard blew his whistle, and the brake van special was ready to roll. James took the brake van special up to Kelstrup Road. From there, they saw the mayor making his speech, making an announcement of the upcoming 20th anniversary of Kelstrup Road Station's opening. After the announcement and the sightseeing, it was time to head back to Vickerstown. James and Bruno had a wonderful time with the brake van special. But like all good things, this one comes to an end.
I guess it's time to take you back to the Farquhar branch, Bruno.
Yep. I actually had a good time with you, James. I hope we can work together again.
I'm sure we will.
And from that day forward, the mixed traffic locomotive and caboose have remained the firmest of friends.